Little old gold versus new gold tonight, and we get the party started in the Joel as the ball goes out of bounds. Wake Forest gets it right back. Get all the energy that Raina builds you up for this first ever meeting. And Wake, so much balanced scoring Monday night. 5 in double figures, 2 of those with 20, and some early ball pressure from Morehead State's defense.
You'll see Morehead try to trap. They're not a very big basketball team, relatively speaking, but they're very quick, very athletic, long. So they're going to try to trap you in the corner and run, and run.
Here's Tre'Von Spillers late in the clock. His first bucket is off. And a scrum for the rebounds. Works for the point guard's hands. George Marshall Jr., one of 2 returning players for Coach Maddox.
Marshall, very good open floor player.
And this whole starting 5, Tamari Relaford, excellent on Monday. He had 9 points. No player with more than 15, though. A lot of balance for the Eagles. This goes inside to Relaford, and he's fouled on the way up. That's Spillers first.
Relaford's a veteran guy at 6'9". That could be an interesting matchup, he versus Spillers. Got inside position that time. Played a couple of years over at West Georgia and just kind of finds a way around the basket to score a really good rebound. That's an interesting matchup, and they go right inside to him immediately.
Yeah, the undersized Morehead State team. Early free throws here for Relaford.
Struggled last year shooting the ball at the line, 63%. If you're Morehead State, you've got to play a better defensive game, and that means getting some easy baskets compared to what they did against Midway. They found themselves down, Evan, as you know, 11 points, just at halftime, and found a way to fight back. But they can't get behind early against Wake Forest because Wake wants to push tempo. We'll watch.
That was a track meet, 89-84. Morehead State pulls out a non-Division I win, and here's Wake Forest. Their offense was clicking. 16 fast break points Monday night.
2-2-1 after the made free throw by Morehead.
Here's the Wake starting 5. Makai Mason, big impact addition out of Washington. And Ballou's first shot is a bit off. Here's Spillers fighting for the rebound. And early on, some pressure from Wake on the glass.
Omaha Ballou's been working on that jump shot and played in and out of the season last year. Had some injuries. They really expect some good things out of him. He's lost a little weight. Has taken that perimeter shot. That time he didn't fall, but the second chance opportunity gives Wake new life with 20 seconds.
Harris works inside. And a quick turnover. How about the activity here at Morehead State early?
Well, you're going inside. It's a little too easy, but Juke Harris has got to be up strong with the ball and finish that play.
Morehead State, 15 forced turnovers Monday night. They struggle to stop people, but you get turnovers, that can help. And now Josiah Legree, Indiana State transfer with the rock. Here's Marshall off a nice pick. Clock inside at 10. Legree lets it fly. Hello, Josiah Legree from the logo.
They like him. They like him. They've got so many new players. They're kind of like Wake Forest in a lot of ways, trying to mix and match everything. Knocked down 10 threes a season ago, and he can be that spot shooter that can get on a run. Good look for him.
There's an open 3. Ballou 0 for 2 from deep, living with that shot. Here's a loose ball, and Harris puts one in.
The athleticism of Juke Harris. One thing you cannot do if you're Wake Forest, they did it a little bit in the second half, even though they scored 89 points, was that they settled for jump shots. They got excited, knocking down threes, dunks, worked the basketball.
There's some active defense. Nice steal. Mason pushes tempo. Harris runs the rim. Good transition play.
Nice pass and better finish.
Wake Forest lived on those American turnovers Monday night.
You talk to the coaching staff, there's been an emphasis all year long, is the value of the basketball. These kids really enjoy playing together and passing. You saw that there. Nice play. Some of us would have taken that and tried to finish it themselves.
An offensive screen here, illegal.
Watch Legree from the F, knocks it down, bam. And then you got to get back and play some good defense in there. Get on the floor, get it down, push it. Watch this, take it to the middle of the floor, push ahead, and then the strength of Juke Harris to go inside and get the basket.
Coach Forbes has to be pleased with the tempo here early. Wake taking advantage of turnovers. Good block inside. That's rejected by Relaford. And now transition play. Marshall fakes the 3, steps into another. And an offensive board. Relaford back inside. Great second chance.
Yeah, we talked about it a moment ago. He's a very strong inside presence at 6'9". 2 baskets early for Relaford.
Mason dribbling into trouble. LeGree puts it ahead. Here's a rim run. No good, but a tip in there, and LeGree taking advantage.
Nice job by LeGree to follow up on the play.
Morehead State capitalizing on 3 early Wake Forest turnovers. There's Juke Harris. He gets inside and draws the foul on Cunningham.
Evan, one of the things that you have to be careful about if you're Wake Forest is don't lull yourself into false insecurity. You scored, you put a lot of points up, you had a lot of exciting plays. You got to be patient. You got to be patient, but you got to be fast. If that makes you be quick, but don't hurry.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, well, you got to be quick and be smart sometimes also. And you're not going to knock them out. Bam, bam, bam. Take your time, run your offense, you'll get shots.
Some early substitutes. This is Chase Dawson, the Durham native who played at Mount Olive just across the state, coming in.
He can light it up. Now, can that translate from Division II to Division I, or in this case, Power 4 basketball? That's yet to be seen.
And a big addition here, Cooper Schweiger comes in, the All-Missouri Valley transfer. His first minutes, did not play Monday. So with Schweiger in there, more size for Wake. Harris misses the jumper. Ballou on the boards, hanging tough. No good. Nice defensive rebound. Here comes Dawson, the Durham native, throws one up. Nice tip in Relaford. And here's Morehead State pushing tempo.
Another job, another great job of hustling, getting back. They're playing with some emotion. Steve Forbes not very happy with finishing players. Good job there by Morehead State.
We'll stay here during the timeout. That's 6 points off of turnovers for Morehead State. And if you're Coach Jonathan Maddox, he was understaffed and won 2 OVC titles. They're now at JMU, Preston Spradlin's unit, but give Coach Maddox credit, winning record a year ago in his club. That's a tough game. You're losing to a non-Division I, but finding a way to get the win. All he's able to do here is get Morehead State off to a nice start. 10 new pieces for the Eagles. And you have to like the hustle and the effort here in the first 5 minutes. It's set up Morehead State with a 6-point lead. And for Steve Forbes, his unit was moving the ball so well. Those 20-plus assists on Monday night. He did note too many three-pointers, missing uncontested shots. You want to see that improve.
Well, and that's what they're doing. I mean, 20 assists on 31 made field goals, I think it was, on Monday night. And they were moving the ball, and they were doing it quickly. They were finishing those plays a few times. So far, they've not finished them. And it gets you off sloppy, and you can see the enthusiasm right there by this Morehead State team. This is the type of team that they planned to be, but didn't get off to that start against Midway.
LeGree with the early foul on Miles Colvin. Another transfer, the Purdue product, who struggled shooting the ball, but he was explosive flying at the rim.
If you have not seen Miles Colvin, or if you don't even remember him at Purdue, he's exciting, he's physical. He can work his way inside as well as outside. He's got a really nice touch, and I think he's going to be one of those excellent add-in additions to this Wake Forest team.
Good defense on the baseline drive. Clocking 10. And earning a foul that time. So free throws here for Wake. That's George Marshall with the harm.
Nice run, a half set that time. Just try to get something inside, get Mason involved. Last couple of possessions, hasn't taken a shot, hasn't really looked for the ball. Get inside, maybe let him post up, get excited, see the ball go through the basket, get rolling.
First free throws for the UW transfer. Slow start for Wake here early as Morehead State gets more bench action. This is Clayton Parker, a talented true freshman. He was the Missouri Gatorade Player of the Year. Explosive athlete at 6'8".
Yeah, and he is going to be a guy, I think, if you talk to the Morehead State people, he's going to really give them something as he just continues to evolve. Averaging almost 24 points, if I'm not mistaken, in high school. So he can do some damage and just get in your taste. Here you go, and you're going to have to play against bigs here.
To your point, Jadis Jones of Lindenwood, the lone returning all-OVC player. He was the freshman of the year last year. Bringing any talent back is so big at this mid-major level.
Wake Forest, little token pressure.
So Dawson returning to his home state, operates the offense. Morehead State an early lead here at the Joel.
Colvin's picking up Dawson too. We'll see how that matchup goes.
LeGree penetrates, nice finish.
They're a very good open floor team. They want to play, 3 or 4 out 1 in, or even 5 out from sometimes.
As Mason's fouled on the 3. Chance to add a treat from the line. We got a timeout here in the Joel. 3-point party early and a 4-point Morehead State lead. Wake Forest trailing by 4 early here at home with the Joel, coming off a 21-win season, double bye in the ACC tournament. Some strong metrics, but just short of the tournament. You see the players that Wake could have to replace in Salas and Hildreth, and stand here in the last 2 minutes, more effort, more energy has gotten Wake back in this game.
It has to, because you don't want to get off to the poor start. 3 of 9 shooting for Wake Forest. The thing that would concern me if I'm Coach Forbes and his staff, 8 paint points for this Morehead State team. They're about equal in size. And also the fact that Wake Forest has got the 2 turnovers, but they're being out-rebounded by Morehead State. Oh, it's early, I know, but 6-3, you just don't want those trends to continue.
Makai Mason finishes off the 4-point play.
And you remember he goes to the free throw line and makes one, sees one go in, comes off the screen, knocks down the 3, 4-point play. That gets him in some rhythm. He gets excited now.
And now this high-flying Morehead State offense goes back to work. There's Parker inside and intercepted.
Nice job there.
Schweiger getting some important first minutes here for Wake. Setting a pick, Calmes, short on the 3. And a foul on the rebound. That's 6 early fouls for the Eagles.
Attacking the glass, part of the plan for Wake Forest this season. Again, you want to run, you want to be defensive, put pressure on you when you get a chance, but make sure you're offensive and going to the rack. That was a nice defensive play that time by Schweiger. Had his hands up easily to intercept that pass and start that possession.
Next foul sets up the bonus, and Dawson the pick. He's got Eagles soaring. 4-on-1. Nice finish.
Well, you talked about it a moment ago. This kid played over at Mount Olive in North Carolina, and he can score the basketball. 22 points a game he averaged. 18 games where he had 20 and more. Got a couple of big 30-point ball games. I know it was D2, but scoring is scoring.
It's not just great pickles in Mount Olive. They got great ballers, too, as that shot short. And another scrum for the boards. All the aggressive, scrappy plays going the Eagles' way early.
Wake's getting one shot. Nice job boxing out by Morehead State.
See a flurry of subs set to check in for Wake. Wilson misses the three. And now Makai Mason off the double-double in his debut. Beautiful spin and earns a foul. So Mason putting the ball in his own hands here.
Lob it. Watch this steal. Dawson knows exactly what to do with it. Kid grew up in Durham, went to Mount Olive, and then watch this. In transition, look around, see what you got, makes a nice spin move. Not really in contact there, but misses, but there's a foul on the play. Continue to attack.
That sets Wake up in the bonus for the next 14 minutes.
Well, on my days run together, I'm thinking Monday, Tuesday, Monday night, they made more free throws again than you saw out of their opponents. American 3+3. Last year they did that 18 times, and that goes all part of the plan offensively for Wake Forest. Score at the free throw line, be able to extend your defense.
And here's Mason continuing a great legacy of transfers. Steve Forbes is brought in fresh off a all-conference season a year ago at Washington. Marion has just checked in for the Demon Deacons. Marcus Marion gets his first minutes in the post.
It's slowed with an injury. Initially, I think was going to start. Who's got that spot right now? But again, they're getting a lot of people. They're getting a lot of folks on the floor. And that's what you got to like if you're Wake Forest, using the depth.
Marshall, nice drive, but he misses the bunny. Marion, an early rebound off the bench. And now Nate Calmes, the Washington State transfer, pushing tempo. Mason goes up top. And all of a sudden, 8 fouls. It's going to be a free throw game here the rest of the way for Wake.
Well, what are you noticing? They push the ball down the floor, and then they're in attack mode, and Morehead State's on their heels, reach a couple of times trying to body him up, and you like the fact that Wake Forest, as we said earlier, goes to free throw line. They're attacking.
Right now, Wake struggling with those free throws, just 2 of 5. Make it 2 of 6, but Colvin there to help out. Colvin, a grown man in the paint. That's no good. Nice tip drill to Tre'Von Spillers, who gets his bunny to drop.
There you go. One of the most explosive players in the ACC, Tre'Von Spillers. Nice use of the left hand. Had a really good year last year after transferring in from App State.
He was a double-double machine in the Sun Belt. He gets a rebound there for Wake. Now John Carroll, top scorer Monday for Morehead State. Look at this ball pressure on Dawson. Clock down to 6. That's a tough shot, and it rolls out. All of a sudden, it's Morehead State going one and done on offense. Wake getting to the free throw line a ton these last 4 minutes. Harris does it again. No continuation on the Lee Castle call.
They got Marshall on a reach as he would blow by.
It is free throws regardless, but it's a 1-and-1, not a double.
Another guy that I think could have a really special season is Juke Harris. Gotten a little stronger. Saw a quick move there. And Coach Forbes feels like he could be that two-way player, could be that 3-and-D type guy for them. You can watch the spacing here for Morehead.
Dawson flings it outside. Down to the freshman. Nice look to Carroll. Patient block. Harris gets a hand on it. Active defense for Wake, fueling this run. Juke Harris takes advantage.
2-and-D. How about 2-and-D for Juke Harris? Got the block on one end, runs the floor, gets the layup on the other.
Wake's activity changing this game. Dawson now earns a touch foul. That's the second on the Demon Deacons.
Watch this. Goes inside, got to power this up. Weak side block. Now watch Harris just takes off down the floor. Gets it to him early. He can make a move, adjust, goes in, gives contact, and scores.
There's Sebastian Atkins with the ball for Morehead State. Backup point guard. That's a tough three and short. Morehead State, 4 straight misses. Spillers 1v1. Challenges the freshman. Nice rebound on the back end for Carroll. Now Dawson as the tempo picks up. 8 minutes in. Marshall, great look. Another block for Spillers. Holding Morehead State off the board for 3 minutes. So Atkins gets inside, misses the layup.
So they try to run a little set right now. Get Dawson involved in some high ball screen action.
Dawson goes away from the pick. That's a tough look. And Dawson steps up.
Yeah.
Snaps a 3-minute scoring drought.
Well, my question about would he be able to convert? Oh,
hold on. There's a foul. Sending Colvin to the line. And we'll take the timeout. Nearly a Sports Center top 10 dunk. Instead, some fun fodder on ACC Network Extra. Morehead State an early 3-point lead. Back to Monday night. That bench scoring the highest ever in the Jonathan Maddox era. 66 off the bench. It's led to some lineup changes tonight, Stan. And the offense impressive, really looking to find their rhythm out of this media timeout.
They had to get some bench points because the starters at the time were struggling shooting the basketball. Had a hard time stopping midway, and they exploded and made some big plays. One thing, you look at these stats, doing a nice job on the glass on Morehead. Down only 1 on the rebound, 12-11 Wake Forest leads that. 7 of 16 shooting for Morehead State. Got to be happy with that, with the fact that they've scored 10 of the 16 points in the paint. So if you're Morehead, you kind of like a lot of things you're doing. You got to tighten up the defense. You got to stop fouling.
Yeah, already 8 free throw attempts for Wake, and they'll shoot the rest of the half.
And Wake Forest last year was 6th best in the conference at the free throw line, shooting about 75%. And so they're going to get even more chances, I think. And a lot of that was because of Salas and Hildreth, getting out their aggressive style. I think Wake's going to go to the free throw line even more this year just because of the way they're playing and other guys that are willing to take a hit. Yeah,
last year was the Winthrop Eagles led the country, 30 free throw attempts a game. It's these Morehead State Eagles with a 1-point lead.
There's a trap. Got to get rid of the basketball. Look for reversals.
Clock inside of 10. Legree fakes it. Now he steps back for a three. The teardrop is off. Wake limiting Morehead State possessions.
Nice job of contesting by Atkins. Drive.
Harris stripped. Good hands. And then a interesting pass that goes out of bounds. Relaford a little off target.
Well, you know what? You're right. It was a good read. It was great timing because he saw the defender leap in the air, but he just put a little too much air under it, you know? But that was a good decision, I think.
Yeah, Morehead State early, they were great in transition. They had the second chances. It's been harder to find offense.
And would have been then, too, had he just, either kept the dribble or made just a little better pass in front.
Good pass to Harris. He draws contact, and it's all Wake out of this timeout.
Yeah. Wake Forest really using their athleticism and their length and getting inside. Not a lot you could do if you're Morehead State. Goes inside against Legree. Legree's about 6 feet tall. Juke goes about 6'6", 6'7" on a good day, and just goes inside and just does work.
Well, it's a coach's nightmare. 5 players with 2 fouls now for Morehead State.
Yeah.
We'll see how aggressive Wake is continuing to attack the basket. That's shifted this game in the last 5 minutes.
Well, I would. Yes, you want to knock down threes if you can, but I want to try to get you in foul trouble. I want to get the easiest basket. Just continue to attack. Morehead's not shown that they can stop that.
Yeah, Morehead State's bench scored 66 Monday. Tough news is if you're running out of players, that complicates things.
It's good news, bad news. Why are you on the bench?
Nearly halfway through this first half, Legree with a beautiful dish. Good shot fake. There's Cunningham. There's the USC Aiken transfer.
Wow. Nice job. I was watching, trying to see the baseline to the side. If he stepped out of bounds on his catch, great balance, nice foot control. He's able to knock down that three.
First big bucket for Cunningham. He's coming off the bench tonight.
Needed basket, too.
Aikens wiggles. Here's Marion. He pops a three. That's Wake's second triple.
That's good to see Marcus Marion. Was set out all last year with an injury, limited minutes the other night. And if he can be that extra, that 3-4 guy, 3-4-5 in some systems, that's just another bonus for Wake Forest, that versatility.
And here's back-to-back turnovers for Morehead State.
Watch this. Watch this. There's a kick, the drive, shooter ready. That's a nice jump shot for Marcus Marion. And then again, just keep moving the basketball. The skip pass, stayed in, head and shoulder fake, relocate, and buries the three.
This is Cunningham's third stop in 3 years. UNC Asheville, USC Aiken. He's circling the Carolinas. Now he's in Morehead, Kentucky. Might be the top player for Coach Maddox. He said, I love him off the bench. His instant impact is so big. Now Mason in attack mode. He dishes. Here's Cal Mays off on the three. And Parker lost it. There's a second chance bucket for Wake.
Look what I found. Keep the ball alive. And Juke Harris did something that I really like to see. He got low as the ball got low, and just went out, picked it up, and then scored. Didn't try to bat it, try to shoot at it.
Perks of being a returner. The whole crowd yelled Juke on that layup.
Just a nice play.
Parker, a travel that time, a freshman mistake, as Morehead State's offense a bit stagnant here the last 5 minutes.
Well, whatever Coach Forbes said at that most recent timeout, it really stuck because they've come out, they've really contested shots, got their hands in passing lanes, made everything offensively for Morehead State a little more difficult.
Schwieger returns for Wake. He had his first minutes earlier this half. An uber talented prospect out of Valpo. Now Harris gets inside. He's got a nice mismatch and taking advantage of that size.
They've had a lot of success in 2 basketball games of getting the ball in the middle and looking for the backside cutter. And Juke Harris, if he can get ahead of steam and get in the paint, he's going to score or get fouled and maybe even both. That's a nice execution by the Deeks.
Coach's dream. 6 buckets, 9 assists, a lot of balance, and a bad pass. Calmay scoops it. He's in transition. What a rejection. Ooh, a late foul on Legree. That's his third. I could see goaltending maybe, but the call's a foul on the drive.
Well, Cal Meese, his role has changed a little bit so far, where he was a scorer last year at Washington State, averaged about 15 points a ball game, and a traveled player, that's a veteran, and now he's more of a facilitator. and you saw that there. But when he had the opportunity to score, I thought it might have been a good block. Got him on the body going down. But I love his aggression. If you get him scoring along with these other guys on the perimeter, man. Man.
Yeah, what Mason and Spillers did Monday, you compliment Calmise to that.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a three-headed monster.
Exactly. Guys, a little chippy, a little talking to, just a bit. And if I'm Morehead State, I've got to find a way to settle in this final 8:24. Just, be smart, get some shots.
It's an 11-point swing in the last 5 minutes. And Morehead State, who lived in transition early, Coach Maddox's team, it's all gas, no breaks. Tough to find a bucket in the half court here.
And they were able to do that because their defense had stepped up. They made Wake Forest take some shots, maybe not so good, and a couple of times they were contested. See how far they're pushing their offense away?
Relaford the handoff. Ball movement to Maluk. Anwar dribbles into trouble and a steal.
Not a handler from that far.
Mason lays off. Ballou circles in. A rare transition miss for the Deeks. Can Cunningham counter? Tough pivot. And another missed shot. It's 4 minutes without a bucket and a foul here. Leads to immediate timeout. Wake Forest, its largest lead of this first half. We got more Friday Night Hoops after this.
Since 2009, Wake Forest Athletics has teamed up with schools in Forsyth County to encourage reading among fourth-grade students and to create a community of engaged readers in and around Winston-Salem. Turn your attention to the video board for a message from Steve Forbes.
Everett Hutto and Drew DiMarcantonio helping you out in the studio. And here's Juke Harris carrying the load, half of the Wake scoring early.
I think he's got to improve, and I think he will. He's a sophomore now. He's bigger, like we said, stronger. Is that free throw percentage just a shade over 60% a season ago? Knocks down 1 of 2 now. But as his game evolves, getting those free points will just make him a better player. Very important time if you're Morehead State right now. Find this game slipping away. Only 1 assist. With 8 turnovers earlier, it was a different side.
A good pass. On the 3, that's 3 straight minutes without a bucket. Officials checking. It'll stay here. It's a 15-3 Wake run. Morehead State came out of the gates with transition buckets, second chance looks. And now Relaford in the post. He's tripled. Relaford banging bodies. That's no good. Tip out. Active hands from Maluk. Dawson. Another miss. And Juke Harris, not just on the offensive end, getting it done here. He's an impact piece as a returning starter. And a deep 3 for Juke. Little heat check. But another foul. So free throws coming up for Wake.
Eagles foul charge to number 2, Tre'Von Cunningham. That's his 3rd.
So Morehead State, 2 players with 3 fouls. 3 other players have multiple fouls. You've been in these moments as a coach. How do you handle all that?
I've been in these moments as a player, watching teammates pick a foul. I'm not going to foul like that, but yeah, you just got to milk it. And the problem is, man, you knew the team was coming. You knew the team was coming because coach is a little upset about, the number of fouls. Felt like his guys got fouled on the other end. But the thing of it is that you got to tell your guys, I can argue that the subtle fouls, but some of these are blatant, the push the block coming down. Not a lot you can do about it. And, Wake's has got to take advantage of it. But yeah, it's a terrible thing right now. And they're down a couple of players. You got any eligibility left?
You know, if you and I could check in, we might help out in the second half. If the foul trouble picks up.
Yeah.
Jonathan Maddox has 2 returners. Roster loaded with new transfers. And right now, foul trouble, the big story.
Yeah.
Wake, though, has missed 8 free throws, so that's kept Morehead State in the game. So Omaha Blue was fouled earlier. He goes to the line.
A little full court pressure. Token, show it, make
How do you find a bucket
everything.
here if you're Morehead State?
Offense. It's offensive integrity. Move the ball inside out. Get a cutter. Set a solid screen like the baseline. There's a shot coming.
Here's a deep 3. No movement that time. And a rebound foul. There's some effort from Relaford down low.
That wasn't the one I was looking at. I was watching Dawson come off the baseline screen. And if you just been, what we talk about being patience, just be patient. Let that evolve. You get a shot.
Yeah, that ball movement was so crucial in the first 10 minutes to Morehead State. Up and down. They had an 8-point lead. Wake's defense smothering since.
Yeah, but you gotta take smart shots. And Wake's doing a nice job contesting, putting pressure on you, putting balls on you. But see, like he played out of a double team. Move the basketball.
Yeah, Morehead State scored 89 points Monday. There was no trouble putting the biscuit in the basket.
Yeah, but they were behind. They had to score. I mean, they you know.
Here's Maluk. First minutes. Almost an over and back. There was a tip. Now inside Relaford. He's doubled. Good ball movement. Here's the 3. And a tip out. Nice second chance. That's where Morehead State was effective, living on these second moments. And there's Marshall.
It's a hard way to get a basket. And Wake comes right back at you.
And a reach in here on Dawson. Man, so now Dawson has a foul. 9 of the 10 guys have come in have committed a foul for Morehead State. Might be a war of attrition in the second half for Morehead State.
And if you're Wake Forest, you continue to be aggressive. But that's you call it a foul, fine. But part of that's lazy defense. You let the defender, you get in defense stance, and then you get out of your stance, and you just decide to play ole defense and reach, and they're going to have to call that foul. Especially if you're driving aggressive like Juke has been doing the last few possessions. So if you're Morehead State, you got to play threes, you got to move your feet.
Yeah, that foul, it's not just bonus plus. It's 15 fouls in the first half. Lots of pluses.
Yeah, they got away with one just there on the box out because you saw Relaford. I did anyway, hooked him.
And yeah, with all that foul trouble, just a 9-point game. Thanks to Legree's 7. He was explosive in the first 5 minutes.
Comes out here, there's a double.
Dawson stripped and a foul. Blue with the reach in.
Okay. Now, both teams understand something, how they're calling it. They're not going to let you take advantage of the basketball. Okay? So if you reach, if you stick that hand in there.
If you trip somebody.
If you trip that, yeah. I can't even get it out quick enough. But that's their officials going to call. So now it's up to you as a player to make the adjustment. Okay? You know, they're going to call it.
Do you bring that up in a timeout as a coach?
As a player, I mean, you got to know that. I mean, you hope you would, but yes. You got to tell them, you got to tell the guy, hey, guys.
Here's Maluk going inside. Oh, there's some creativity. His shorts are sagging. He's still finding ways to score.
Nice. Jumped out of him. Hit 13 against Midway the other night, which was one of his highs career-wise. It's a nice take to the hole that time.
Marcus Marion returns for Wake Forest.
If I'm Morehead State, to further your point about when you talk to your kids, try to find a way to milk this thing for 5:39, get to halftime, so we can reset.
First ever meeting, Morehead State, Wake Forest.
Showing a little zone right now, just a little bit.
Free throw game here in this first half. Helmies, good movement out of the zone. Colvin drives and he's stripped. Now Cunningham. Marshall with numbers. Marshall attacks. Nice finish. He'll get free throws.
Say that again. What did you say?
He attacks.
Exactly. Thought they may have messed up the thing. Watch this a moment ago. Watch this. Drives down. Nice finish there.
Can I ask you about the fashion statement?
Well, I hadn't finished telling you about that yet. And then you finish out and your pants come out. Now, we were talking about the fashion statement. Pants too big?
You know, they wear belts in baseball. They could wear them in basketball if you needed.
Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Whatever it takes.
No, just get a pair of pants that are tight enough for you, or either, how about use that string and time? This ain't that hard. We make stuff more difficult in life than it really is. It ain't hard.
It's a fashion statement.
Yeah.
He'll be on Broadway in no time.
Fashions go out of style. But needed back-to-back baskets for Morehead State. So now you settle in, play smart.
Team captain George Marshall Jr. goes 1 of 2.
You notice they went zone on that last possession, but still tried to reach when the guy got by him. There's showing a little trap. Be big, be on the basketball, and Wake's got to recognize that.
One of the first looks against zone this year for Steve Forbes' club. It's a deep 3. That's off. Colvin's tip. Marion inside. A lot of footsteps in the paint. That's a really active defensive possession. Atkins gets inside. Spillers. That time it rattles in. Good ball movement.
Nice job defensively by Morehead State. You know, they don't want to foul. Made Wake Forest work a little bit. Wake's able to get inside once again and finish the play.
All 5 players touched the rock there for Wake on that possession. There's Jacob Wilson. He played just 4 minutes Monday with all foul trouble. The bench deep here for the Eagles. Pressure on Carroll. Heaves a prayer. Marion the interception.
Great job by Merriam in the interception spot. Steve Forbes gave him a little dap on the way down the floor. That was a great job defensively.
Coach Jake Dicker loved that secondary play. Here's a 3, and it's in.
And then there's the payoff. Trap the corner, throw the cross-court pass, have a position player to intercept it, run it down in transition, and then get a basket.
And a timeout here for Morehead State. Wake Forest coming to life with ball movement in the last 4 minutes. Turnover leads to a 3. Demon Deacons up 11. We have the rest of the first half after this.
We'll see Sunday, November the 16th. Secure your seats right now at Jukes.com/tickets. And fans, please welcome back to the floor your Wake Forest
Closing minutes of the first half. Wake up 11. Juke Harris has taken over in this first half. And Morehead State so aggressive in transition early, but the turnovers have cost the Eagles here down the stretch.
Wake Forest has come out this middle 8 minutes, done a really nice job moving the basketball, getting some easier shots, and doing a great job on the glass. 8 offensive rebounds for the Demon Deacons. 15 rebounds total for Morehead State. If Morehead State could keep Wake Forest off the free throw line, this game would be even closer than it is. Wake Forest, 11 of 20 from the line so far. Got to make them free throws, though, as this game goes.
Remember, Morehead State shot 68% as a team Monday. They've been held in check in this first half. There's Jacob Wilson inside of 10. And a bad pass. Loose scrum. Here comes Wake. Atkins on the move. Nearly our first dunk of the night.
Another unforced turnover, a mistake by Morehead State. Come off the double. Just don't panic. Take your time. Picked up the dribble there. You're in trouble.
Not a ton of ball movement here for Morehead State. Parker gets a catch and shoot. That was tipped. Colvin pushing tempo. Great hands. There's Marshall. Marshall throws one up. He's fouled. It's a big-time finish against Juke Harris.
You know what? From this angle, I don't know that he really don't, but watch this stuff. That's what I'm talking about. You picked up the dribble. There's no real pressure there. Everybody's got their back to it, and then away you go, and just not quite enough lift right now, but it's okay. But watch this. Does he make contact? Yeah, I guess he did. I guess he does with the body. Low, but you're very lucky.
Well, for your bingo card at home, that's 22 combined first half fouls.
Yeah.
A game of whistles.
Well, that's one of those, again, I don't mind that Juke contests the dunk.
That's a pride thing. Defending your basket.
Like I said, I don't mind him contesting it, but sometimes you got to understand your foul situation. Nearly made it.
Tamari Relaford comes back in. 60 games of experience at West Georgia.
How do you manage this final 3 minutes if you're Morehead State? Extend some pressure, a little 2-2-1. They drop back in the zone. Zone's been successful in slowing Wake down a little bit.
Including Vince Dawson, the third, who gets his first minutes. And he defends the roll of the basket very well. And here's a foul on Dawson.
No, it's out of bounds.
Pardon me, steps out of bounds. I've been fooled by whistles before.
Well, yeah, that's why we got to wait. We got to wait. But yeah, it was a good defensive job of kind of boxing him out, and not letting him elevate on the weak side lob.
15 team fouls for Morehead State in this first half. Everyone's checked in off the bench. Spillers inside. Look at Spillers drawing more contact on Relaford. It's his first.
Good thing was for Spillers, he's able to get a foul. But getting the ball free throw line extended in the black right there, the ACC logo, you're not going to get many better shots. But because he's 6'7", 6'8", and he elevates so well, he can put the ball on the floor once. There's no shot blocker really in the game for Morehead State, and elevate. In this case, he gets the foul. So it works out really good for him. But something in his bag of tricks as the game goes on, maybe against bigger, longer players as the season goes.
So Makai Mason returns. In an ACC conference, 5 players on the Karl Malone watch list for best power forward in the country. We've seen Spillers athletic, those 20 points Monday. And Wake needs a player in the post they can lean on for points come conference play.
Well, I don't know about if they got to be a pre or post player, because they're going to play with 3 or 4 out and to keep the post open. But what I'm saying is that when he gets the ball in the paint like that, he's got to be alert that sometimes you're not going to be able to just power and elevate and score against longer, taller players.
He's active here defensively in a reach-in against Wake. That's on Atkins. So now Morehead State in the bonus.
You know, this is time. We got 16 team fouls on Morehead State. So is that the last count?
Yeah, 16 and 8.
Now 8. You almost have to tell them to go back to elementary basketball. You run up on the guy, put both hands up, and just get in a stance and stay there. If he does that and seals that trap, it's not going to be a tripping. You kind of go back. You got to go backwards a little bit and turn down some of the aggression. All right, for Jen.
So Dawson back to the line in his home state return. Chase was a Conference Carolina Freshman of the Year at Mount Olive last year. Great player.
He can score a lot of ways, Nate.
You and I have done a ton of those Catawba games. At D2 level, you can get up and play at any level. Here's a tip drill to Parker that goes loose. Nice save from the freshman.
Great job there.
Now Dawson pushing tempo for Morehead State.
Now be patient. Nice, I like this. Try to set something. Dawson shows his ability to score off the bounce.
Bad turnover off his own foot. And Dawson thought it hit Mason. We know the milk on the clock. It's no field goals in the last 4 minutes for Morehead State.
Well, it's not so much milking as it is trying to slow your tempo and get a good shot, as opposed to those, and make Wake Forest defense work a little bit. But, can't turn it over. There's your trap, reverse it, right there.
Good movement from Marion. Short on the three, though. Wake's missed some open looks. Atkins, a deep three. That rattles out. Another chance. Here's Marion's turn. Everyone jacking up threes. That one no good. And a scrum on the rebound. Little 4v4. Like overtime hockey. Now in the paint, Relaford. Here's the freshman. Can't step up from three.
Not the tempo you need if you're Morehead State right now. Wake Forest can just continue to pound the glass at second and third chances.
Nice lob inside. Little tip drill, Spillers. And another scrum in the paint.
The possession arrow, should they continue like it is going to go Morehead State's way. So this might be a chance to go 2 for 1. But get a good shot.
Dawson doubled. And we'll stay here, 12 on the clock. Eagles so successful in those first 10 minutes, living on transition, second chance buckets.
But you see the length, not so much the size, but the length, long arms of the Wake Forest players. Look at Marion, gets out there in the passing lane. Colvin gets out there in the passing lane. And so, 6'7" becomes like 6'9", 6'10" with length. You got to test your passes, you got to shorten the distance, and you got to come hard off cuts.
Dawson goes outside. Oh, side of the backboard. Wake's defense stepping up to close out the half. On this end, Atkins, no look dime. Marion blocked, and a late foul since free throws.
Morehead State foul charge to number 3.
The 17th team foul for Morehead State.
That's his third.
And his third. So 3 players with 3 fouls. You don't see many box scores where Wake Forest is on pace for 25 first half free throws. They have missed double-digit shots now.
Wake can use, Morehead can almost use this entire clock, so. Little horn set, try to run something out high-low if you can and get a reverse.
Here's Relaford. Feeds Parker, clock to 6. The freshman needs help. Dawson drives. Dawson into 3 and earns a foul.
That's a nice job. That's a scorer's mentality. Nice job of Dawson. Turn the corner. So he had the defender off balance and then goes into the defender. So it's either going to be blocked or you're going to get fouls. A smart play by Dawson.
Chase Dawson, who had a guest list of 20 plus coming over from Durham to check him out tonight. Takes advantage. 7 points, now team leading scorer.
So he makes his free throw, okay? And you don't allow Wake to score. Psychologically, you've got to say to yourself, hey, we've overcome a whole bunch of fouls, some missed free throws, some exciting inside play by the other team, and we're still in this basketball game. 2-2-1 will slow him down. Wake's got to make a good decision. You got
Closing
time.
seconds for Atkins. He heaves a three, and it's good. What a way to end the first half from way downtown here in Winston-Salem.
Free throws attempted.
Jonathan Maddox's team had played with pace and space. That's the emphasis for Morehead State. They had it 5 minutes in, but then Wake's defense huge. And here's a screen.
I'm sorry.
Offensive foul on the pick.
I was about to say pace and space. That's a nice idea, but when you're down and you're turning the ball over like that, you got to come up with other plans. And when they were slow and very methodical for this game, for today, you have to make adjustments. Like we were talking about starting line and everything. I said, don't matter. You adjust with what you got. See, and they didn't do that. Come out there very careless, loose screen, and there's a turnover. And if Wake is efficient, they take advantage of this with a basket.
Blue out of the break, misses the three. Good rebound, Spillers. Wake's now offensive rebounding all day. Mason's three. Third time, not the charm, but maybe a fourth.
Wow.
And then a tip drill. Legree playing with 4 fouls. Great dish to Marshall. Hello.
Nice job there, pushing ahead. And Wake, 3-4 opportunities to score, couldn't do it. And you hold on so you still get the basket back if you're Morehead State.
And then Mason gets an easy layup.
Too easy.
Wake pushing a little more of the gas pedal offensively. Steve Forbes loved the ball moving Monday. And here's a foul on Calmise.
Very subtle foul by Calmise. Just got him on the hip. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Push ahead. That was after the long rebound, and you finish smart. Didn't hang on the rim. Then watch this drive inside. Again, where's the defense? The middle's wide open. Easy baskets.
And Legree with those 4 fouls, he's got to be smart.
Yeah, well, he's got to be smart, and they cannot just go basket for basket right now. Just that pacing and spacing and stuff. Okay, hey, we did that. Yeah, but you gave up another basket on the other end. You're down because it stops.
Baltimore native back to the line. He goes 2 for 2. He'll be subbed out. It's a smart call. Chase Dawson comes in. Dawson shined the Durham native in his quick minutes. And that whole Dawson family right behind the coaching staff, and a bad pass goes out of bounds.
I mean, again, you got to lock in. You got to lock in. That's just a mental mistake by Omaha Blue. Pass was a little low, but he caught it. Catch it and face up. Wait everybody come. That's just a mental mistake.
Spatial awareness. It's a lost art sometimes where you're out on the floor.
No, just lock it in. I don't know about space. I mean, just catch the basketball. Smart.
There's a good double team. And a reach in. First half had 27 combined fouls. Here's our third of the second half.
You said something about Coach Decker a few minutes ago. Good luck to them tomorrow night as they travel up to Charlottesville. He would be very impressed with some of these takedowns in this game because Calmise has wrapped his arms right around. That would have been a great tackle there on short yardage.
Every program has walk-on tryouts typically.
Well, he ain't got time right now, but
there's a kick ball that stays alive.
But I mean, that's just again, lock in, play smart.
Corner 3. Morehead State finding the rhythm, 4 threes.
You give them an opportunity, they take advantage. This is a team that can score the basketball.
Scored 60 in the second half Monday. We're trailing an NAIA program. But shot the lights out against Midway. Atkins with a nice jumper. His 3 before the half was huge, and now we have a loose shoe. Do you double knot this? Do you just strap it on? Well, there's no tying of the laces. That's just slide the slipper in. Well, if the slipper fits. Can't believe he didn't tie his shoes. There's Davion Cunningham. USC can transfer. Morehead State trying to find better offense in the half court. So Marshall tees up a 3.
Miscommunication. I was trying to watch this and get a better look, and you saw Blue just kind of go after the double up. Didn't need to double anybody. They make the reversal, get a score, and then there's an unnecessary foul.
Third team foul for Morehead State. So Marshall has 4, Legree has 4. And there's still a lot of basketball to go. That'll force Vince Dawson III to come in. The Georgetown, Kentucky native, grew up just within an hour here at Morehead State. Difficult pass. 3 minutes into this second half. Wake struggling with turnovers. There's another. And now the Eagles in transition with Cunningham.
Take advantage of it. Be smart.
Way off for three. Maluk air ball. Spillers runs the lane. Hello.
Great job in converting the weak shot. Take it down the floor. No one stops the ball. Spillers makes you pay.
That's a grown man dunk from Spillers. Here's an open three. Spillers big on the glass. He's fouled on the rebound.
Okay, again, it's an air ball or a short shot. One dribble gets to the hole, and there's not anything you can do about it from a physical standpoint or either from a number standpoint because you got foul trouble. You can't contest it. And that's a smart play. Take it strong to the basket by Spillers and finish it.
Explosive athleticism from App State transfer, Tre'Von Spillers. And now Clayton Parker, talented freshman, comes back in for Morehead State in the zone defense. Wake very effective moving the ball against the zone in the first half. And Atkins rejected by Relaford.
Okay, now I'm looking at some stuff. I'm just looking at some things. I need to see everybody talking. I want to see you take control. Get this in, set a solid screen, plenty of time. Okay, all right, so where's the communication? Let's just watch this. Zone, see how big that zone is, ACC. There you go.
Kicks it to Harris. Ball movement leads to a three.
Couldn't get it done quick enough. You see it? The zone, great shot there. Our camera crew stayed on that. Kept the middle wide open. Flash to the ACC logo. You're in the middle. You can do a lot of things. Reverse back to the weak side. Buries a three.
Those are the open threes that Wake was missing Monday. They're finding more success in those uncontested looks. Another possession inside of 10 for Morehead State. Relaford doubled. Cunningham pops. That's a tough look. Way short. That's their ball. Atkins pushing it. Here's a lob. Nice deflection. Saved the Sports Center dunk. Parker fakes the three. A lot of tempo to open this second half. Short of the triple. Dawson. Mason. Spillers rewarded for running the lane.
We talk about being unselfish. An excellent decision by Mason. Got in rhythm, could have knocked down the jumper, but a big guy runs the floor. He rebounds on one end, reward him on the other with the finish.
Timeout, Morehead State. Wake Forest, a little 7-0 run to open the second half. We'll be right back after this. Wake now 14 in the second half thanks to a nice 7-0 run.
This is what it looks like when it's right. You force a shot, you go in transition, Spillers comes out to attack the middle of the gap, make the pass to the weak side, shooter ready to shoot, and knocks it down. And then again, just beat the defense down the floor, make the play, finish strong. That's what Wake Forest ideally would like to do all game long. We know it can't happen all game long, but when it does happen, boy, does it look nice. Nice job by the Deeks. Now, can Morehead State respond?
That athleticism's led to 5 of the last 6 easy buckets for Steve Forbes' unit. And the ball movement stepping up here out of the halftime break. Morehead State, meanwhile, the foul trouble starting that up now. Legree has 4, Marshall 4, and Cunningham 3. Top 3 scorers all battling foul woes to open the half. As Cooper Schwieger re-enters for Wake, even more size with a big matchup with Michigan looming next week. Dawson with a bad pass. That Wake activity defensively shifted this game in the second half. There's Makai Mason. He tried to slip one through and a Wake turnover. And we have a quick timeout out of this break. We'll be right back with more basketball here in Winston-Salem after this timeout.
Wake Forest became Wake Forest University. What was it called before that, Michael? C, Wake Forest College. All righty. Is it C? It is. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Michael.
Foul trouble continues to be a story tonight for Morehead State. You see Marshall and Legree picked up early fouls, their 4th. And when you're playing with foul trouble, Stan, you're kind of playing with fire with 15 minutes to go.
And it takes you out of a lot of things. So, but hey, got to play through it.
Wake Forest is taking advantage of that. A 7-0 run out of this last time outbreak. And you start to tell the athleticism, the defense, the toughness of Wake making a difference in the second half. For a Morehead State team, would love to copy the formula from Murray State, 18-time OVC champs. They had an upset win in the tournament back in 2021, made the Sweet 16. And Here's Morehead State coming out of the timeout. Parker has it, the true freshman. Good backdoor look. Excellent ball movement to Wilson. Well, that's how you draw it up, but no good on the three. Atkins on this end. He loses it going out of bounds. It'll stay here. His three felt like a dagger before halftime.
21 on the clock. Just got to play through this now. Everybody talking. 21 on the clock. Morehead State got away with one right there.
Three in double figures, including Juke Harris, who's taken over this game at moments.
Oh, good look.
As a strip. Now numbers for Dawson. He goes 1v3. Cunningham swings it. And a steal. This is the man of the hour, Juke Harris. Missing the dunk. One of the few things he's missed tonight.
Simplicity and execution. I understand. I understand it, but hey, just finish the play. And this is what kind of happened about this same point in the game last week, against American, where there were opportunities, some dunks, some threes that were there, missed some plays, and kind of got lackadaisical. So you're not faulting him for missing that play, but you got to make those plays to continue the good mojo that's going on right now. Get the steal, don't finish the play.
Pushed a big lead early in this first half. Parker harassed at the three-point line. Relaford underneath. How did Wilson get that? No good. Atkins has it. 3v1. Harris puts that one down.
Took it up with two hands and attacked it that time. That's nice. Much better job on finishing. If you're Morehead State, you had two good opportunities. You got to be stronger with the basketball. But a good job of going from converting from defense to offense and getting a basket.
And a new career high for Harris in a Wake Forest uni. So Relaford banging bodies. He'll test Schweiger down there and earn a foul. In this half, both teams are well away from the bonus.
All right, push it down. Watch him go up strong off both feet with two hands. Make darn sure that one's going to go in time. This time, watch it. Boom, boom, boom.
He learned his lesson after that missed dunk. The Salisbury native, he's been explosive in these first two games. You think of what Hunter Salas did last year as an all-ACC caliber athlete. Wake needs that superstar. Colvin's played well. Can Harris fill those shoes and be a big-time scorer? At least through two games has been impressive. And now Vince Dawson will sub in for another bit of foul trouble. Wilson comes out with two. The ULM transfer. And now one more. John Carroll will check in. He was a double-double machine at the junior college level. Played D2 at Missoula College. Stepped up out of the Tallahassee native.
2-2-1. Here we go. Take your time. Move the ball.
Good pick and roll. Colvin swatted away. Wow. Good minutes from Carroll. Comes right in and gets a block. Now Cunningham on this end, he wants a foul, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that was well done on both sides. Nice job of attacking the pressure, got the ball in the middle, and then get it inside. Watch this. Nice job, goes up strong, gets the block, meet me at the rim, and then you come back down the other end. That's well done, and didn't foul. Now, okay, take advantage of it, Morehead State.
Cunningham back in the game. Davion, really difficult look, and Juke Harris cleans it up. One rebound from a double-double. Nice ball movement, Atkins. Air ball. Not the cleanest second half for either team offensively. Parker will reset. Carroll's got good position in the post. Dawson the third off on the three. And then Dawson gets it back. There's Carroll with the layup.
Look what I found. Last couple of possessions, you had the Juke dunk, but again, two out of those three have been empty possessions for Wake Forest. In some way, somehow, Morehead State's capitalized. There's your trap. Keep the ball moving.
Colvin's three. Rattles out. And a foul on the rebound here. Wake will earn it. So that's Vince Dawson the third with his first foul. Now every player who subbed in for the Eagles has committed a harm tonight. And a debut for Jalen Cross, the Greensboro native.
Met his family Monday night. Greensboro folks, and just so excited and proud of him, what he's going to do. I think he's going to have a nice career here. Got to wait his time. Good play.
Good dunk for Marion. So with the newcomer and Cross, the Marion gets on the board as well. And these are important early in the season. Get your depth, see who you have come conference play. We've seen Morehead State by necessity play every player eligible on the roster, including Parker. The freshman's three is no good. Look at Cunningham soaring for the rebound. No. Second chance a bit off. Wake's winning these battles in the post here early. Here's the freshman, his debut three. Just off. Schweiger the rebound in his first game for Wake. Now it's Harris. It's been Harris's week here in Winston.
Nice, very nice job. Find the open man on the reverse off to the rebound. And Juke Harris is just so smooth today. We talked about it earlier. Possible 3-and-D player. He's doing a nice job tonight. Unnecessary foul, but Cross just got the game, so he's excited. He said, I got to get one in the books.
So Wake Forest now up 18. Everyone in debuts making a show. And what a week for Juke Harris.
Welcome back to Winston-Salem. 18-point lead for Wake, largely on the back of Juke Harris. How about his second-year debut? Monday, impressive, nearly a double-double, and today stand even better here against Morehead State. 23 points for Juke. He's had a huge second half and has helped fuel the pull-away effort.
Morehead State continuing to ravage through some foul trouble. Well, Legree comes back in with those 4 fouls. Top point guard, and George Marshall Jr. gets big minutes. He's also playing with 4.
So now he's got to be aggressive, but be smart. still hanging around. Get a little run going.
Omaha Blue will sub back in for Wake. Here's some ball movement, and Dawson the third short on the three.
Those quick jump shots, those long jumpers. Wake's been able to get all those rebounds and turn them into something positive, either transition break layups or running your half-court offense and getting a score. They'll get something. No, spoke too soon.
Carroll forces a turnover. Here's Legree.
Ooh.
Holds his pivot foot. Oh, and then he lost it. Marshall a deep triple. How about that range?
Yeah.
Nice three.
I think Legree kind of caught a little Charlie horse or something, or whatever in his back. He's cramped up.
How about Juke Harris? Give him 26.
Of course he has.
And unfortunately, a little injury here for Morehead State as well. Legree, he got bumped. He'll sub out.
Yeah, he was in a lot of pain that entire sequence, and then after he got rid of the pass, went down and looked at that thing, maybe a shot in the ribs or something. But Juke Harris tying a career high on three-point baskets now, his third, but he's just been in a rhythm. And right now for Juke, the basket is huge, and you can see it. He's playing with a lot of confidence.
Well, Juke with these 26 points, we think of the most improved player in the ACC, Donald Harris, from a year ago at Boston College. He doubled his scoring from one year to the next. That could be the jump in year two as Wake searching for that signature score. On this end, a missed triple for Morehead State. And now Cross in his Wake debut is intercepted. Good hands by Marshall. Marshall wants it back. Marshall, he goes to the bucket. There you go.
Good job in transition. This is what they'd like to have, Morehead State, going up and down, up and down, up and down. But you got to get some stops. Very lucky there on the defensive play.
Those transition scrappy buckets have been huge for Wake Forest as now Isaac Carr checks in. The Portland, Oregon freshman. He's got a ton of potential as well as Cross comes up short. And Schweiger's there to clean it up.
Nice follow basket by Schweiger. Again, he can score the basketball. Had an outstanding two-year career at Valpo. And again, if you can give them some inside presence, he will be valuable for this team. Pressure on the ball. Run your offensive set. If you're Morehead coaches, tell him move, move, move.
Nice minutes for Schweiger in his debut. You see the depth of Wake Forest tonight. Harris the star, but complimentary pieces.
Well, you got to get some people in today. I mean, you have to kind of use that bench, see what some guys can do under fire.
Marshall under fire. The shot clock unloads.
Nice job again, Marshall, running your half-court offense. Steve Forbes a little disappointed that they didn't get the stop, but a good big-time shot by a big-time player in Marshall.
Remember, Marshall made just one field goal Monday. He couldn't buy a bucket. Today he's been draining these deep threes. Carr with a no-look. Ballou missing the layup, but a second chance. Carr. A lot of traffic and no whistles. There's the big forearm shiver of Anwar Malouk out of the Netherlands.
You made a hard shot more difficult with that adjustment, so they ain't going to bail him out that time. And take advantage of it from West. You still got a lot to play for with 8:24 to go. Just keep running your sets.
Dawson no look. Here's a wide open Malouk. He goes in and is rejected. What a swat by Colvin. Heat check time. Colvin the dish and a steal. Now Malouk runs the break. That time the dunk. And a timeout. We'll take this 30-second timeout. Wake Forest up 13. A lot of hoops to go here in Winston-Salem. Across the state of Kentucky, no one's done it better over the last 5 years than Morehead State. Not just 110 wins, but 2 trips to March Madness in that stretch. And that's the challenge for Jonathan Maddox's program, second-year head coach. That's the legacy of Morehead State the last 5 years. And tonight, foul trouble's been a big issue and not finding enough offense here against a scrappy Wake Forest team.
Too many turnovers, some forced shots, not getting back on defense, but other than that, and fouls, other than that, you're pretty good. And this is a team, I think they're preseason pick number 5 or 6 in the OVC, and I'll see a couple of those other teams as this next couple of weeks go. This is a good basketball team that's going to get better. I mean, you got to understand, you know, this is early November, obviously. You've got a lot of new faces, new players, and a lot of guys that did different things. You were big scorers one place, or you were a defensive specialist that's now asked to do something. So it takes some time. But I like what I see, minus the turnovers, and I mean the fouls, out of this Morehead State team. A little two-guard trap here.
Wake attacking the zone out of the timeout.
How do you handle it?
Colvin swings it, and I'll go the other way.
Nice job. Nice call. And you've got some younger players that need to gain some experience. So you put them under the fire. I don't need you to fill up the box score. I don't need you to do anything but execute and run your set. They didn't do it that time.
Difficult look. That rolls out. Offensive rebound, Carroll, and he's stripped. Cross run in the break. Wake has lived in transition tonight. Here's a no look to Carr. Nice dish. And Spillers gives it up. Cunningham's been a one-man wrecking crew here for Morehead State. And then Dawson steps out of bounds.
See, that's court awareness. That's being in the moment. And I know Spillers has been told a million times, you know, as a post guy, don't put it on the floor like that. His dribble didn't take him any place, and because of that, he ended up getting stolen. But fortunate, another one of those unforced. What we've seen a guy step out of bounds on one side. We had a baseline step out of bounds. We've had a couple of missed dunks, both teams.
Some first week jitters.
And that ain't. What are you nervous about? I mean, no, absolutely not. There's no nerve. Yeah, you're nervous. You know, first game, no. Backcourt violation? No. It's staying in the moment, playing the game, not worrying about the crowd. Play.
Juke Harris continues to be a demon on this end, 26 and counting.
So you're nice. You're trying to bail him out. No. You see that? Look at the court. Look at the Joel Coliseum. They've done a great job the last couple of years remodeling, refurbishing. Look at that big black baseline banner that goes all the way on the side. If you're on the side of the parquet, that's legal. If you're in the black, you're not. Don't step in it. That ain't that difficult.
Nearly a steal. And then look at the effort. Out of bounds, though, from Josiah Legree. He's been playing with 4 fouls the last 5 minutes.
I love it. Lay out for the basketball. He and Colvin, both competitors.
Legree is a freshman. He was a backup point guard at Indiana State, but wanted an opportunity. Coach Maddox had a previous relationship from his OVC days.
Marion's back in the game. Let's see how active he's going to be. Juke is on the wing. Spillers in the middle.
There's Spillers. Goes into Carroll. That's 0 for 8 start for Spillers. A lot of easy looks, too.
Turn, catch, and score. Didn't need to put it on the floor there either.
Now, Colvin's missed 7 shots. Spillers is 4 for 9. It's been the Juke Harris show, though, in this second half for Wake. Marshall gets in the lane, and he just keeps going. How about an and one?
Wake Forest did a really nice job in the trap. You had big trapping small, but you're able to split the double team and then split it again right there. Little continuation and the nice athleticism there, and gets to finish play. Again, they're doing some smart things versus the trap. That time you split the double and then you attack the basket. It's not hard.
Well, here's a sneaky 7-0 run for Morehead State.
And that's why you don't get loose like I was talking about. Every possession.
Make it 8.
Yeah.
Back to a 10-point game.
There you go. And good job, Morehead State. They've done two things. They played hard and smart, and they're not fouling as much.
Morehead State, who lost by 50 to Louisville a year ago. They played well here against an ACC foe. Spillers kicks it. Here's the three. Wake can't buy a triple in this second half.
Right there.
Spillers spins. Atkins the deep three. And a nice defensive board from Carroll.
Shot selection's got to be smart. Wasn't bad, but just got to be smart right now. Use your clock, finish plays. Man pressure. It's a big possession for Morehead.
Marshall, good pick and pop with Legree. Carroll drives. Good hands. Marion the steal. He's got Spillers. Spillers runs the floor.
Very good decision there. You could have made the pass, could have been deflected. Get it in rhythm, take it to the rack and finish. Nice, smart play.
When Wake Forest has gotten out in transition, they've been unstoppable tonight.
Well, you also got to remember where they're getting some of these transition plays. A lot of this is above the free throw line extended or above the three circles, so you get numbers, you get a quick run.
Marshall kicks it. Here's Dawson the third. Off on the triple. This game's picked up some tempo here in the second half. And a rejection underneath. Spillers tips it. Wow, look at Marion saving it. Bodies hitting the floor everywhere. And great hands. Carroll with the block. No foul. And Steve Forbes is pissed.
Okay.
Sorry, he's furious.
Okay.
They'll review this. Call
For
the
a
court,
lot of
clean
things.
block.
All right, let's go inside the play right here. Good defensive effort. Deflection, swing it, goes inside, and Juke initiates the contact. He went straight up or as vertical as he could have been. I've seen fouls called on this. I've not seen foul calls on this. We'll see.
Remember, calling the court is no foul, ball out of bounds. Officials reviewing the contact on the body going up in the air. And we're also being told they're evaluating whether the shot clock needs to be reset. A lot for Lee Castle's crew to figure out
All right,
here.
Here we go. 19-18. You can see that at the bottom of the screen. You see Juke with that elbow right there a little bit as he's trying to clear space and get verticality. I would just let this go as a shot. I wouldn't call a foul or anything else. You know,
Based on that angle, there does not seem to be a ball hitting the rim, so the clock would not reset.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about. I'm thinking about the foul or possession. But this is good. This is good that Coach Forbes is disciplined because you got to finish games. You got to finish. You got to finish strong. Clock's going to stay at 15. They're going to move. There we go. And it's going to be possession there. Possession's going to go to Wake Forest.
That's great teaching tape if you're John Carroll, how to go up and not commit the foul.
That's what he did. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. If in theory, Juke is the one that, in that case, initiated the contact.
And now a technical foul on Steve Forbes.
Yeah, well, Coach Forbes didn't see it like we saw it. I understand that.
Well, this could turn this game back to a 10-point difference.
But now, I hate to keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I'm going to. You've got to understand how this game is going to be called, and they're going to protect basketball. But I really feel that time Juke initiated the contact, and so a no call, even though it wouldn't be popular, was probably the best, it was the best play. But I like it because Coach Forbes is now demanding his team pick up their intensity with the little things. The second and third chance opportunity, gets a basket. You don't finish inside. You're worrying about the highlight reel. You got to find something. And you got a big game. You can't make those mistakes against Michigan. Whenever that game is, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tuesday night
all my
in Detroit.
my days run together. But you just can't do that. So
the effort of a foul trouble Morehead State team. They're battling here with everybody in foul trouble. Here's Harris going inside, and the foul that time.
Yeah. You almost had the feeling. You almost knew. If you know basketball, you had the feeling that was going to be a call that goes The old gold and black.
John Carroll with his fourth. 3 players with 4 now for Morehead State. Now Wake's got to hit their free throws as well. They've missed 10 from the charity stripe tonight.
Now here's going to be interesting. Let me see here. 4:46, he makes his free throw. Do they put some pressure on the basketball? A little token on the inbounds. The reason I'm saying that, did you want to try? I don't know that you really need to speed the tempo up. What you need to do is value possessions. Get free throws, get baskets, wind the clock down.
Josiah
Make a
Legree
mistake.
directing that traffic. He's been an anchor in this second half. 9 points out of the break. He wants 12, an air ball. It's not the kind of look Coach Jonathan Maddox wants late in the game. And then Marion throws it into the seats. It's a bad turnover. Well, there's something to game pressure as well, playing in a tight game late, seeing how teams respond. Monday, Wake had some breathing room in a 14-point win.
You're making yourself have pressure unnecessarily because of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I counter that. No, they're not executing. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're up 40 or down 10. Do things the right way. There you go. Hand the passing lane, jump in the pass, gets the deflection.
That defensive activity has really sparked Wake in the second half.
15 on the clock now, and Morehead State's not done a good job of checking passes. Ball fakes, shot fakes. Wake's done a good job of getting in those passing lanes. Here we go.
The lead as big as 18, trimmed to 12. Luke. Look at this fight for the boards. Marion comes out with it.
Nice strong rebound by Marion. All right, run some clock.
Mason, he goes in. Another missed layup for Wake. They've had some chances on the doorstep, and a nice board that almost turns it over. Hold your breath. An Eagles team that scored 89 on Monday. Can they kickstart the offense here?
Well, they ain't scored 89 today.
Cunningham.
That was the same
defense.
play as a Juke play a moment ago.
Atkins running the break. Spillers is there. Another transition done.
Risky. It's nice, scored, but you don't see anybody on the Wake coaching staff jumping up right now because, you know, it's, hey, just lay it in. Unselfish. I'm not trying to be that guy. You get off my lawn, but right now, clock is your friend.
Nifty little layup.
Nice.
That's Josiah Legree playing with 4 fouls the whole second half. He's impressive. Had the most assists in a season opener in 4 years on Mondays. Being a scorer tonight.
2:30. Keep moving the basketball. Get you a layup. Make them foul you.
Harris gets fouled. There you go, on script. And immediate timeout. 12-point game here late in the second half. Demon Deacons on the verge of a 2-0 start here at the Joel. for the Juke Harris show.
What a wonderful night for Juke Harris, the 6'7" sophomore from Salisbury, scoring inside, scoring outside, driving in the middle with the ease of a All-American right there. Look at this. Jump shots in the corner. Goes inside. So watch this. Spot up. Knows he's on the court. Inside the black, like we talked about. Boom. Knocks in the three. Smile. Playing good. As you mentioned and other people have mentioned, has the opportunity to be one of the better players, comeback player, improved player in the ACC.
On the verge of 30 points now for Juke Harris. This free throw will put him there. Balance too. Good first half. He was impressive in the second half, but he'll hold at 29 for the moment.
See that? See, just let it go. You Juke.
Hey, it's our job to tee it up. It's their job to do it.
No, let him play. Let him play it. Tell him after. See, the jinx got you. You're the first one to get us this year in the free throw jinx.
Well, there's a chance for two more. Atkins on the steal. He'll take advantage in transition.
Everybody kind of held their breath. Wasn't really sure about that. Good contest.
Well, we have seen activity from Wake defensively, and that'll translate to any game if you can play this level of force and turnovers. Morehead State gears up for a tough test. Georgia Tuesday, Clemson next Thursday. Luke off on the three.
To follow that shot.
Atkins getting a little attack mode here late. He'll get more free throws. It's the 25th foul of the game for Morehead State.
Like that little hesitation that time by Atkins. Gets inside, gives you a little hezzy, uses the left hand.
And that's the first player to foul out. Carroll has just committed his fifth. To have all that foul trouble in the first half and only one player foul out, actually pretty impressive, all things considered.
That's kind of how it works out, to be very honest with you. You adjust. Officials adjust.
Three in double figures now for Wake. A similar balance we saw Monday night. $8,000 minutes of transfer experience here for the Deacons. And the Denver transfer, Sebastian Atkins, putting up some good moments tonight.
What's that, 20 turnovers?
Officially 19, but I think a 20th might be coming at some point. That's the level that Wake has provided. Almost a turnover there. Okay, Morehead State's going to use a coach's challenge.
Morehead State.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it works. Got to have a timeout. Make the challenge. If it's successful, you get the timeout and you get another challenge. If it doesn't, you lose it. So with what, 1:14 to go, second game of the season. Let's see how this process works for Morehead State, for Wake, and for all of us.
Well, I love Jonathan Maddox trusting his players, who's saying, yeah, that hit off not my knee, someone else's knee.
Let's see. We heard me ask the officials before the ball game about, when this happens, because, players never think they fouled anything. And ask for a replay, review, and who are you listening to? Let's see here.
Call on the court is that did not touch Atkins on the way out.
All right. Well, I can wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Morehead State will burn a timeout as well with that challenge.
It's cool. Got to it quickly. Wanted to see if it worked. Hey, get another possession. Cut this lead.
Coaches track everything, including their challenge success rate. So 0 for 1 this year for Jonathan Maddox. Everything's on a whiteboard. Everything's trackable. Good steal. Little tip forward. And Cunningham benefits with the layup.
Nice. Never let the ball touch. Just build. Keep it out. Keep it out. Keep it moving.
Little game of pinball. Bing, 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 bing. Keeping everybody involved. Spillers to close out this final minute. Hits the layup. So he's got 16. Rebound away from a double-double.
He's going to be a terror if he gets that ball in the paint. His ability to take the jumper, power dribble, score. Here we go.
Josiah Legree off on the three. He's had a good night, but not enough complimentary pieces here for Morehead State, taking the 5.5-hour trip. Back-to-back 80-point games here for the Demon Deacons. Good start offensively, and they're trying for more. With nearly a steal, but he'll stay with Morehead State. Eagles will head down to Georgia tomorrow.
Gonna review this, I think. Yeah.
And checking to see who touched it last.
The out-of-bounds call was in favor of goal. Wake Forest head coach has called timeout to challenge the out-of-bounds call.
Yeah, see the process. I'm you know. See, you can't really see.
Yeah, calling the court is that Wake touched it last. That's a difficult angle to
reached over,
find out.
But I'm not mad about this because you want to work through the process and make sure everybody understands what you're doing. So I kind of think I got an idea of what Coach Forbes saw. I mean, it happened right in front of his bench. So I mean,
Yeah, you
it's
see
like
Lee
he didn't know.
Castle's shoulder shrug. Yeah, it's a tough call to
like
figure out.
Know. But sometimes, you know, it's okay. Let's see.
Let's play it out. So putting the closing touches in this new gold versus old gold matchup. Legree gets in the lane. His tear drops off, and that layup will count.
Yep.
So it's a 16-point finish. Well, that Wake Forest defense impressive in the second half, slowing down Morehead State, and the Deacons are off to a 2